everybody, my name is Ash from Sick and Autistic and welcome to my channel. Today I would like to share with you what's in my hospital/ER go bag. Essentially, this is a bag that I keep packed because I frequent the emergency room and the hospital. Thankfully, not as much as I used to, but I still keep this bag packed in my closet for reasons we'll go over. So this is my go bag. You may have heard that in reference to like pregnancy when pregnant persons are about to give birth or be induced, they have a go bag like by the door. That's everything they need to go to the hospital. This is essentially very similar, just for different reasons. So I'm going to show you what I keep in my bag. I would like to start off by saying this bag is a little crusty and dusty. You can see some stains. That is just the product of it being my hospital bag. And honestly, I don't need it to be pristine because it's just going to get dirty anyway. So it's a Vera Bradley bag, and it is the one that can attach to a suitcase. So we have a little pocket over here, and that's where I keep my emesis bags. If you are queasy, easy to get sick to your stomach, I would maybe skip this video, or maybe just skip little parts of it, and I'll let you know when. So this is one of those times. So these are emesis bags. They are made for vomiting, and I like them a lot more than like the paper bags that you can get because these are really leak proof, and I'll show you. They're pretty big. So they're like this, and essentially you just vomit into it. Let's say we're in the car on the way to the hospital, you can just then hold it, and then if you need to do again, do that. But you want to get a clean one as soon as you can. I keep these in here, and I also have a box of them in my house for whenever I need them. Right here on the front, I have this little doohickey, and I'll take it off and show you what it is. So it's a little macaroon, you can see, and when you take the clip out, you can then unscrew and open this. So if I need to take my rings, jewelry off for any reason in the hospital, let's say for imaging or going in for a procedure, you can just put them in there like that. And then once you clip that, it can't come open. So we're going to get into the main contents of the bag itself. I do just want to say that this isn't everything I would need in the emergency room or the hospital. This pretty much has the ER covered, but not the hospital. So this is what I'll grab if I'm on the way, or if I'm in an ambulance, I can have my fiance grab the bag and meet me at the hospital. But if it's determined that I'm going to be admitted to the hospital, there are extra things that I'm going to need and want. As I'm going over what's in here, I'll also give a little bit of information about other things that I would have brought to me, whether that's by my fiance or a friend. I'll have this bag with me already, and then anything I might need can be brought to me. In the main pocket, the first thing you're going to see are my hospital socks. If you've ever been in the hospital, or we have the meme about the grippy sock vacation, these are the socks that they give you, and yes, they do have little grippies on them because the hospital floors are very slick and you're not really going to be wearing shoes. So to make sure that you don't fall, which is important because I'm a fall risk, they give you a pair of these. Now, they only give you one pair. And when I'm in the hospital, the ER, I feel so grimy so quickly, and you're not always able to freshen yourself up or take a shower. And being able to change into clean clothing is such an important part of that for me. So I come prepared with 4 of my own. I have more than this. I have one for each hospital admission and surgery I've had, but these are the most comfortable ones because they're not all the same. And this will be good for 4 days. Hopefully, I wouldn't need more than these, but if I did, I could have more brought to me. The next thing you're going to see is a fidget toy made by one of my best friends. I like this because it is a fidget, but it's also very, very soft, So it's good for multiple sensory reasons. When I'm in the emergency room or the hospital, my PTSD is extremely triggered. And with my autism, I'm just in sensory overload. So it is so much, so quickly. So having things to ground me is really important. So this is soft, it is a fidget, and it reminds me that I have people who love me. Next is an eye mask. This one is very simple, and I would use it even if I'm in the emergency room because sometimes you can be in there for up to a day or longer, and you really don't have much of a say over the lights. Even if you keep them off, you're going to have people coming in very often, turning them back on, and you're also going to have lights from the monitors and such. So, a basic sleep mask is pretty important to me. If I'm going to be there any longer, I would probably ask for my weighted eye mask to be brought to me, as that really helps sensory wise because sleeping in a hospital is almost impossible, probably for everyone, but for me, I can speak to. The other part of that is going to be my AirPod Pros. These are the ones with active noise cancellation. So, along with the bright lights, you're also going to hear a cacophony of sounds in the emergency room in the hospital. The emergency room more so because you're really hearing the hustle and bustle. Once you're in your own hospital room, it's really just the monitors, maybe the TV. I'm lucky that whenever I'm admitted, I'm in isolation because of how immunocompromised I am. So I never have to share a room with anyone. But if I had to, these would help in that scenario as well. So because of the active noise cancellation, once I put these in, I can't really hear anything, which is amazing. In ordinary life, just going outside is already so overstimulating for me. So imagine then putting me inside the emergency room or the hospital where I already have trauma. I'm already going to be triggered. It's just so much overwhelm. So to be able to block out the visual and the auditory is vital for me. The next thing I have in here is a rolled up blanket. This is a Krusty the Clown blanket from The Simpsons, and this was also given to me by one of my best friends. So I'll get into it in a little bit, but I just want to say with this, it's also a reminder that I have people who love me and care about me. When you're in the emergency room and the hospital, the blankets are terrible. They're very, very thin. And when I'm in the hospital, I tend to have the chills a lot. And I've had it to where they're having to bring me 9 or 10 blankets, and I'm still shivering, shaking. So I do like to have at least my own blanket, even if it's small, because it'll help me retain heat. It'll help me be comfortable because all of we've talked about how the sights are hard, the sounds are hard, but also the feeling of the gurney, the feeling of the scratchy sheets and blanket up against your skin. It just adds and adds until you have a meltdown or you shut down. So having this really helpful. Next thing is going to be my toiletry bag. This literally stays in this bag, and I'll swap stuff out if it expires. But other than that, I want to make sure I have all of these things with me if I'm going to be in the hospital. The reason it's in here, even for my ER visits, is mainly for the dental care. And we're going to be getting a little more into the queasy stuff, like talking about vomiting. So if that's not your thing, go ahead and skip a little bit forward. In here, I have toothbrush, mouthwash, and a tongue scraper. And that's because 9 times out of 10, when I'm in the ER or the hospital, I'm going to be vomiting a lot. I've probably already been vomiting for more than a day. The last time I went to the emergency room, she asked me how many times I'd vomited, and I said 32, and she almost like fainted from that number. I am no stranger to that unfortunateness. So I want to have my dental care even when I'm in the ER. The rest of it is going to be for a hospital admission. I have body wash, shampoo, conditioner, face wash, face moisturizer, Aquaphor, Carmex, a little makeup roundy. And I also did throw in there a little mask just in case, you know, anything that can bring that sense of normalcy to you. If you're still queasy, skip ahead. So I have pads in here. They're different absorbency, different kinds. I have some liners. I have just a basic pad. I have an overnight pad, and then I have like triple overnight, most absorbency ever. And the reason I have these is for two reasons. One, my endometriosis. We never knew when it would pop up, when I would be bleeding, so I needed to have these on hand, but also, and I share this because I want someone to feel like they're not alone. When you have been vomiting for so long and it's becoming so forceful, sometimes if there's anything in your bladder, because you're being forced so heavily to vomit, a lot of times your bladder will release as well. So if I'm in extreme bouts of vomiting, I make sure that I'm wearing one of these until the bad vomiting is over. I have a couple KN95 masks wrapped up. I'm not sure if they're even still giving out one surgical mask per patient, but the last few times I was in the hospital, they literally provided one surgical mask, and I was there for multiple days. So I have these on hand with me, as well as a little pouch with some hair supplies, depending on how long you're going to be there, depending on your hair type and your hair length. More than likely that you'll want to put your hair up, and that goes for me, especially if you're not able to shower for whatever reason, if they're not allowing you to be able to get the hair up and out of your face, but make sure it's not getting matted is important. The last thing that I keep in this bag is a phone charger, but I actually just took it out to use it for a moment, but that would be in here. The things that I'm gonna ask my fiance or friends to bring afterwards would be one of my weighted plushies. I have a weighted Stitch doll that I really like. It's good for grounding, especially trying to sleep in the hospital, because I need to feel some sort of weight on me. But we've determined that a weighted blanket ends up hurting my legs in the long run. So just having that stuffy really helps. I'll also have clothes brought to me. The reason I don't have clothes in this bag already is because the clothes that I will want in the ER hospital are my comfiest clothes, the ones that I wear most often. And my fiance, he knows which ones those are, and he can grab them quick and bring them to me. It's mostly going to be sweatpants. I have a pair of black maternity pants actually, and those are really nice if I'm experiencing bloating or abdominal pain. And I have like a few night dresses that can be brought to me as well. Like I said, if you're not able to shower on a daily basis when you're in the hospital, just being able to change your clothes, wash your face, brush your teeth is so important and so precious. Other things I might ask for would be my Nintendo Switch or my 3DS, depending on what I'm playing at the moment, maybe my Kindle. It'll really depend on what my like fixation is for the moment at that time. This has been everything that I keep in my emergency room or hospital go bag. I really hope that it helped even one person. Maybe you got some inspiration from it. And I invite you to stick around on this channel. Once again, my name is Ash, and this is Sick and Autistic. And I would love if you would give the video a like and hopefully subscribe. And I'll see you soon.